Hello everyone, welcome back. If you haven't watched the previous video, go watch it before watching this one. Trust me, it will make everything way easier to understand. The video I did on this theory exploded and I am so grateful for it. But one of the things that we'll be discussing in this video are your comments, because there is a lot. I will read some comments and discuss them, and then try to see if I can either add to my theory or remove certain things from my theory. So let's just get into it. The majority of comments are all focused on something that would basically prove my theory to be just not even true. The bootstrap paradox is a time travel thing, where essentially it's a complete loop, but except instead of 3 timelines that I spoke about previously, it's just 1 timeline. Now when someone pointed it out first, I realized I've never ever considered that possibility, and I just thought to myself, oh well, that theory doesn't work. Until someone left a comment which somewhat saves my theory. This person pointed out that future Stampy is holding nothing at the start, but Stampy Prime at the end of the video is holding a sword. This incredibly small detail makes it so the bootstrap paradox doesn't really work because, well, this clearly isn't Stampy from the beginning. Another comment actually points out something that I completely missed when writing the video. If original Stampy never met any future Stampy, that means the hit the target would have been able to take the dogs in episode 92 while original Stampy was trapped, and this is a really good thing to point out that I should have acknowledged. Also, a little side note while editing. People have pointed out that Stampy is his future self and that it's normal for him not to see his future self at the end of the video. But if we remember the sword thing, these are 2 different Stampies, so he should have seen his future self if it was just 1 timeline. And another thing that was pointed out is that it might be a fixed timeline, but if it was a fixed timeline, then Stampy Prime should have been holding nothing at the end of the video. However, the main reason I'm making a follow-up to this video is because when the video came out, someone pointed out a really large part of the whole Stampy's Lovely World lore that I missed out. Wonder Quest. I never watched Wonder Quest when I was younger because I always assumed it had nothing to do with the Lovely World series until I watched the first episode. I could be boring and just say it isn't canon, but I'm not boring. In fact, I will try to attach Wonder Quest to this theory. In order for us to figure out if the theory even works with Wonder Quest, I need to talk about the series first. Wonder Quest was an educational Minecraft series with the main character being Stampy, where he falls through a portal into a place called Wonderburg to help defeat an evil villain with some help from his new friend, Wizard Keem. The series was pretty successful and pretty well made too. There was even another series started at the same time called I Wonder, which was an animated series, but that one isn't relevant. Cat to the Future was made in 2013 and Wonder Quest began in 2015, so I'll just assume that Wonder Quest takes place after Cat to the Future. So the theory could totally work with Wonder Quest. What's the issue? Well, in episode 15, they time travel. Yeah, they time travel to ancient Egypt. To make things easier, I'll just try to use my theory here, and this might get confusing, so I made a little diagram which I'll add on to as the video progresses. Stampy and Wizard Keem time travel back to ancient Egypt because a painting is missing, so they solve the issue and return back to their time. Now, we could say that this is kept in the same timeline, but when they time travel, they've never been in ancient Egypt before, and they aren't supposed to be there, so it's a new timeline where they do time travel. They solve the issue, but the issue is only solved for the new timeline that they are in. They then time travel back again to the present, but this is a new timeline because they aren't supposed to be here since they were in Egypt. So this is really the same situation as the Cat to the Future thing with 3 timelines, but now there's 5 timelines altogether so far. I already discussed the events of the Prime Cryogenic and Continued timeline in my last video, so I'll discuss what happens in the 2 new ones, Ancient and Alternate Continued. Stampy and Wizard Keem are in the continued timeline during the series until episode 15, where they must time travel as a painting from ancient Egypt is gone from history, so they have to go back to ancient Egypt to solve the problem. But hold on, that means the timeline was just changed, meaning that there is a 3rd new timeline. This new timeline will be called pre-ancient since it just takes place just before they time travel. This adds a lot of issues, however. How do they still remember the continued timeline if they didn't travel to a new one themselves? Well, I have an explanation for this. Sort of, you see. It's really difficult to make time travel theories because time travel isn't a real part of science. So just pretend this makes sense for now. When a timeline is changed, the existing people in it are transferred to the new one. So that solves that, except it doesn't. What happens to the other Stampy in the Cat to the Future video in the new timeline? Hear me out. When Stampy travels to the cryogenic timeline, this means that the people are transferred over, but they are put where they're supposed to be. This means that the helpers are carried over from the past timeline, but their story plays out the same way, and since Stampy time traveled to his new timeline, it means that Stampy was also brought over, but it's the same thing as the helpers. He isn't just placed where Stampy Prime is, he still has to go through all of the episodes. Great, but how does this help the Wonder Quest stuff? In the pre-ancient timeline, Stampy remembers the previous timeline since he was carried over, and this carrying over of people is also discussed in real life with the Mandela effect, which began when people remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s, when in reality he lived until 2013. People think that they are from another timeline and are currently in the wrong timeline. This is all really stupid though, since people can just misremember stuff, but it helps my Stampy along knows time travel theory, so it's okay. Stampy and Wizard Keem go to the ancient timeline, fix the issue, and then go back to the alternate continued timeline, where the series continues in and the Lovely World series also continues in. But this probably isn't true. This is quite literally a silly theory about Stampy's lovely world that I came up with while on a call with my friends, so don't take any of this seriously. But it is fun to think about. If you enjoyed this video and want more quality Stampy theory content, please like and subscribe. I cannot express how much I love the support for the last video, and I have one last Stampy theory in the works, but it's a completely new topic since I think I addressed everything here. Thanks for watching, goodbye.